Imagine this, a prodigy fullback, barely 18, thrust into the spotlight with the New Zealand Warriors, dazzling crowds with electric speed and bone-crunching tackles, only to shatter the rugby league world by whispering 4 words that could rewrite his destiny: "I want to go home." What if that homecoming wasn't just a move, but the spark that ignites a dynasty? Hold on tight, because Reece Walsh's bold confession isn't just a player's whim, it's a seismic shift that left coaches scrambling, fans heartbroken, and rivals terrified. In the next few minutes, you'll uncover the raw emotions, the behind-the-scenes betrayals, and the triumphant roar that followed. But first, if you're hooked on NRL drama like this, smash that like button, subscribe to Aussie NRL updates for your daily dose of footy fire, and drop a comment: would you have let him go? Let's dive in. Your front row seat to the Walsh whirlwind starts now. From the sun-baked fields of Queensland's Sunshine Coast to the neon glare of Auckland's Go Media Stadium, Reece Walsh's journey began as every kid's dream, a Broncos Academy starlet, hand-picked at 15, his feet barely touching the ground before he was shipped across the Tasman to toughen up with the Warriors. Picture him there in 2021, a fresh-faced sensation exploding onto the scene, scoring tries that defied physics, his long hair whipping like a victory flag as he danced through defenders. He was the future, the X-Factor, the kid who made hardened scouts whisper about legends in the making. But beneath the highlights reel, cracks formed. Homesickness gnawed at him like a relentless opponent, the distance from family turning every win bittersweet. Teammates noticed the quiet nights, the forced smiles after pressers, but no one knew the storm brewing. Then, in a team meeting that felt like any other, Walsh dropped the bomb, not with fanfare, but with quiet resolve. "I want to go back," he told his coach, Andrew Webster, the words hanging heavy, echoing the pull of Brisbane's red and black heartbeat. It wasn't rebellion, it was reckoning. The Warriors, still rebuilding from their own chaos, felt the sting. Had they invested in a fleeting comet? Fans across the ditch rallied, petitions circulated online, begging him to stay, while back home, Broncos faithful erupted in cautious hope. Yet, as negotiations kicked off, a twist no one saw coming: the Titans, his original suitors, circled like sharks, whispering promises of stability. Walsh's heart raced. Loyalty or legacy? The deal teetered on a knife's edge, with whispers of a 3-year exile clause that could lock him out of Brisbane forever. Just when it seemed the door might slam shut, a late-night call from Broncos CEO Dave Donaghy changed everything. "We're fighting for you, kid," he said, igniting a bidding war that exposed the NRL's ruthless underbelly. But as ink dried on preliminary terms, disaster struck. Injury rumors swirled, casting doubt on his golden touch. Would the prodigal son return unbroken, or had the wait already cost him his prime? The tension built like a grand final siren, leaving everyone from barstool pundits to boardroom suits on the edge, wondering if this homecoming would heal or haunt. Deep in the 2022 off-season haze, with the Pacific Ocean separating dreams from reality, Walsh's plea evolved into a saga of sacrifice and strategy that gripped the league like a vice. He trained alone in the Queensland heat, pushing his body to breaking point, each sprint a silent vow to prove his worth. Reporters hounded him at cafes, microphones thrust forward like spears. "Reece, is it true? The Broncos or bust?" He dodged with that trademark grin, but inside, turmoil churned, images of childhood games at Red Hill flashing like warning signs. The Warriors, reluctant to lose their marquee man, countered with a retention package laced with incentives, captaincy pathways, endorsement deals that could bankroll a small fortune. It was tempting, a gilded cage in a city that had embraced him as its own. Yet, Walsh's mind wandered to the Broncos' hallowed turf, where his grandfather had cheered from the stands, where every blade of grass whispered family legacy. A surprise ally emerged in the unlikeliest form: Titans coach Justin Holbrook, a man who'd once molded him, now pulling strings behind closed doors to facilitate the switch, revealing the intricate web of favors that binds NRL clubs. But here's the gut punch moment that stunned even insiders. Leaked emails surfaced, showing Warriors management initially blocking the release, citing breach of development contract, a move that painted Walsh as ungrateful, igniting a firestorm on social media. Hashtags like #Staries trend for days, with Warriors diehards accusing him of disloyalty, while Brisbane forums buzzed with memes of a conquering hero. Walsh, holed up in his family's modest home, scrolled through the vitriol, tears blurring the screen, questioning if his honesty had backfired into infamy. Then, in a cliffhanger that rivaled any thriller, NRL headquarters intervened, citing player welfare clauses rarely invoked. A mediation session in Sydney turned explosive, raised voices, slammed doors, and a compromise forged in the 11th hour. An early release granted, but with a $700,000 transfer fee that strained Broncos' salary cap to the brink. As Walsh boarded the flight back, passport in hand, a final shock awaited. An anonymous tip to the press claimed he'd signed a golden parachute with rivals, ready to bolt again if Brisbane faltered. Paranoia gripped the club. Was their savior a flight risk? The plane touched down in Brisbane under stormy skies, mirroring the uncertainty, as fans lined the tarmac, banners waving, "Welcome home, Walshy." But whispers lingered: could he deliver the premiership glory his words promised, or would the pressure crush the boy who dared to dream aloud? The answer hung in the humid air, tantalizingly out of reach, pulling you deeper into the frenzy. And now, a quick shout out to all you legends tuning in. If this Walsh epic has you fired up, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from Aussie NRL Updates, your go-to for unfiltered NRL truth bombs. Back to the action. As the 2023 preseason sun rose over Lang Park, Walsh stepped onto the training paddock not as a returning prince, but a battle-scarred warrior, his every move dissected under the microscope of expectation. Teammates like Payne Haas slapped his back with grins masking their own doubts. Could this kid, fresh from exile, glue together a fracturing Broncos side reeling from years of mediocrity? Early sessions were electric, Walsh's pinpoint kicks slicing through drills, his defensive reads sharper than ever, honed by the isolation of doubt. Coach Kevin Walters, a Broncos icon himself, pulled him aside after day one. You've got the keys to the kingdom now, son, don't drop them. It was a mantle Walsh wore lightly at first, but the weight soon pressed. Origin duties loomed, state pride on the line, yet off-field, the homecoming's undercurrents bubbled. Old Titans mates ribbing him about running back to mummy, while Warriors alumni sent cryptic texts laced with salt. Then came the surprise that flipped the script, a debut round masterclass against the Dragons, where Walsh not only scored twice but orchestrated a comeback from 18-0 down, his grubber kick in the dying minutes sealing a victory that echoed his defiant words from a year prior. Suncorp erupted, 35,000 voices chanting his name, but in the locker room, a hushed revelation unfolded. Walsh confessed to reporters he'd contemplated quitting the game during the transfer limbo, the mental toll of public scrutiny nearly breaking him. It humanized the hype machine, drawing empathy from unlikely quarters, even Warriors fans softening their stance with reluctant respect. Yet, as the season unfolded, cliffhangers mounted. A mid-year concussion sidelined him for crucial weeks, testing the Broncos' depth and fueling speculation of a curse on his return. Rivals pounced, Melbourne's Craig Bellamy labeling him overhyped, only for Walsh to silence doubters with a State of Origin hat-trick in Game 3, propelling Queensland to glory and etching his name in Maroons lore. But the real jaw-dropper hit during contract talks. Offers poured in from Sydney powerhouses, $1.2 million per year dangling like forbidden fruit, tempting him to stray from the club that birthed him. Whispers of disloyalty resurfaced, boardroom tensions simmered, and for a heart-stopping moment, it seemed history might repeat. Walsh, now 21 and wiser,